Hello, hello. Welcome to our movie class. Today we will speak about movie Proof of Life. Pretty romantic movie, but with some scenes of action and I don't know battles and some hostages. But I like it very much, and mostly I like this movie not because of the story, but because of the actress Migraine. Yes, she does not only very appealing to me, but I like her acting, how she deliver her character in the movie and all these things. Yeah. So, but let's speak a bit about the story itself. Jart, can you start, please?
Yes. The protagonist of the story is the actor Russell Crowe. That his character is called Terry, and he's a ex-soldier that was as a mediator in cases of blackmails. And at the beginning, it appears he is trying to negotiate a blackmail in Chechnya, a country you know very much. Not very friendly country at this time.
Oh, at this time it's very friendly. This time it's no problem with this.
Okay, in this case, we see that he has to deliver some money, but he doesn't trust the Russians are the intermediates, and he doesn't trust them wisely. And he managed to rescue the person that was kidnapped. Then we met Meg Ryan and her husband, that is with David Morse, is the actor that performs him. They are in a country in the middle of South America. The husband is an engineer. He wants to build a dam. And the oil company is contacting him to do this work. So that's an excuse to make a pipeline and make some business.
Mm-hmm.
And the husband falls into an ambush that some guerrilla kidnaps him and want to ask money, but the company doesn't want to give the money to save him. Okay.
But I think company just broke, right? So
yeah, broke.
Yeah, they just cannot, even if they want it. Yeah.
And the kidnappers think that he is very rich because they think that he is working for the oil company, but he's not.
Right. And it's very important that these kidnappers, how we can call them, like gangsters, those gangsters, they are like
guerrilla.
Guerrillas, yeah, they are like they started from. How to explain it? So they had an idea, right, in the beginning. They was like a opposition, something like Marxist or something like this, but they became to be just gangsters, kidnapping, money, all these things.
Drugs.
Hello, Leila. Hello.
Hello. I'm sorry.
Don't worry. We just in the beginning of the story, kidnapping just took place. Take place. Yeah. Okay, Fasans. What next? How is the story is developed?
After he was kidnapped, the wife approached the company and they arranged a professional negotiator for Russell Crowe to negotiate with that terrorist. But after some time, within few days, the contract was withdrawn, I think. I don't know what happened between the company and the contractor, but they withdraw.
Okay, let me try to share my expression. So, as I understand that there is a third-party company, like insurance company, third-party company. Their specialization is kidnapped and this hostage things, so they help to get these people back, right? Insurance company, but they just counted that it's not even, they don't earn enough money from this business or something like this. So they just refused to work with this company. And because his company was sold, it was some mess. So they just there is just no contract between them as I got this. Yeah. So, but this guy, Russell Crowe, I forgot his name. His name of his character. He started to work, right? He started to work, and he felt some sympathy to the wife of protagonist, right? And that's why history started, right? Okay,
Yeah.
can you continue?
Yes, because he knew that if he stepped back, nobody will try to save the husband, because he is a professional and he understood the circumstances. So he somehow sensed that nobody would try to save him again for that huge money. So he volunteered himself to save him, and the wife accepted. During that time, the wife was approaching the local official to transfer some money that she had. So while they were counting those money and trying to transfer to the terrorist, Russell Crowe approached her and uh, spoiled their plan, and he took in charge.
Yeah, actually, I like this plot. This sub story. Can we say this? Actually, how we call story inside the story, a part of the story. Teacher Lee, do you hear me?
Sorry. Subplot.
Subplot, yeah. So there was a small subplot. When wife tried to find someone to help, they found a security guard, like from ex-company security guard, brave man, big one. So, and he immediately offered help, right? I help you. Just we need to pay money for what? For proof of life. Yeah, proof of life is something that will prove that hostage still alive. Okay. So it can be photo or some, I don't know, phone call or something.
Finger.
Yeah. But finger, I think it's not a good, right, proof of life. What sounds, please?
Yes, when Russell Crowe arrived for the first time officially, he explained to the wife who are the terrorists, how they operate and their origin, and how the local officials are connected with them, and how they are corrupted, and how they share the amount with each other. So the wife knew that when the local official was assigned to negotiate, he argued with Russell Crowe that no, it is whatever is happening is exactly what you said to me. Right. So I'm afraid that my husband would never be saved.
Let me summarize what you're saying. So this guy, Russell Crowe, was pretty experienced in all these kind of things, right? We know that from the movie because they mentioned a lot of previous actions. You help it this one, and this one, and this case, and that case. So he's pretty experienced. And at the first moment, when it's only started, he explained everything to Migraine, right? So he said, they will be like corruptioners. They will try to fool you, to pay them money, and this and that. And when he disappeared, right, everything goes exactly by this scenario, right? Brave man, like, came here, pay me money, I will tell your wife, husband back, and so on. Yeah, so it seems that he was the only competent person at that moment. So no one else to ask, right? That's why Migraine tried to get him back, right? He tried to raise some feeling in them, right? He said, if you go, he will die, and I will stay without husband. Something like this. I can't explain. It was like acting, He just smiled a few times, but it was enough. Leila, am I right?
I'm just trying to talk with you, but unfortunately, I'm coughing a lot. So I'm following you, and I wrote you a message there. But I watched the film, and I think you're talking about Terry, right? Terry, the negotiator.
Yeah. Latin guy, right?
Okay.
No, Teddy, it's Russell Crowe
That's a
character.
Crowe. Mhm.
Okay. Yep. We're talking about him and about, Migraine character.
Yes.
So there is some feelings, right, between them. What do you say? What would you say?
I agree with you. I think there is something between them because what happened, I don't know a lot because I didn't watch some part of the film through the end, but I saw their looks at the end of the film. They looked each other in such a lovely way that I did understand that there was something.
Well, I would say that Meg looked at him in that way at the very beginning, and it was enough for that guy. So let's logically see on this situation again. So this guy arrived, right? This guy was starting to his work, but there is no money. He's professional, so he say bye bye. There is no money. I go bye bye. And what? And then Migraine do 2 smiles, yes, and this guy leave his work, returned back to her, and started to work for free, for his own money. I think it's a nice job,
Nice.
Of course, he feels merciful.
That's very romantic.
Of course.
He even got a kiss. He didn't get a kiss.
Gerard.
Yeah. Okay. So after that, there is a what? Gerard, can you continue?
Okay. So the Terry starts negotiating with these guys, the kidnappers. The boss of them is called Marco, and he talks with them with the radio, I think.
Yep.
And they are negotiating the amount of money, and eventually they will reach an agreement, $650,000 or $650,000.
Yeah, it was hard negotiation, right? They started from like 10 millions or something. 10 millions, or kill him just now. Yeah.
5 million. Only 5 millions.
5 millions. No, I will kill him just now. Don't switch off your radio. You will see this. You will hear this, right? And I like it the way how Terry was calm. He explained it to Mac. Don't worry, it's just a game. It's supposed to be so. Yep.
So okay, we see in many a sequence where the husband is dealing with kidnappers and struggling with them, and he has an injury in his foot. He tries to escape. A missionary that is with him, he wants to escape with him, and the missionary eventually escapes. He drew a map in his Bible because he was a missionary, so he had a Bible and drew his map and gives this news about him to Terry and the wife. And they eventually, I think, Terry acknowledged that Marco was a man in the city because his maiden, I don't know, housekeeper. How do you call this woman that was cleaning the house?
Housekeepers, okay.
Yes, knew him because knew the voice of Marco. But eventually, I don't know how it happens, but Terry with his friend and other soldiers go to rescue the husband.
Yeah, some kind of military operation, right?
Yeah, with a helicopter and I don't know, a lot of money. That must cost a lot of money.
Probably it's still cheaper than the money they pay. How we call ransom? No, how we call money that we pay? Ransom. Yeah.
Ransom.
Yeah, so it's still cheaper, yeah. So yeah, so the movie, as Gerard explained it, it's actually like divided stories, right? So we can see a story with Terry and Migraine, one story. So they are preparing this, they do negotiations, they do some detective work on something, and another story with her husband who's living in these mountains, right? With those, I don't know, rebellions, and there are some stories inside this, yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, I enjoyed both parts. I like this part in Mountain because they how to say it? They develop characters. They develop characters. They show them like like a girl who worked for these gorillas and explained her reasoning, and then show another guy and explains why he's doing what he's doing. So I like this kind of movie. So because it's not only action, you know, I can understand the motives and reasoning for every character. So I like this. It's a good written story. Leila, what is your favorite subplot or scene in this movie?
While I was watching, I have noticed one thing, that the husband used to be very calm, very, just work like a workaholic person. But
Yep.
through the end of the film, he changed a lot. Maybe he had some experience, maybe he did understand what family means for him. I don't know. But I like the change in him because he started not to feel afraid anymore. And
Right.
the scene when he stood up in the mountains and he shouted at the people without fear, I love that.
Right, it's what I try to say, that we can see that every character in the movie kind of develop it, you know, kind of changed personality. So he started from being a workaholic, right? Family is nothing for him. Just don't. Yeah. He's not caring about his wife, right? He's caring about this building this dump or something. Only that, and then in one moment, company is gone, and the only person on the earth who is trying to save him is his wife. Right?
But he was on the edge of death, you know. He could have died. So maybe he didn't understand some things.
Yep.
Because at the beginning, he offered a breakup to his wife. Lee, is it breakup true?
Breakup is okay, yeah. Or divorce, separation.
Yes, I know. I just wanted to make it all.
Gerard?
Yes.
Teacher Lee.
The couple had some problems at the beginning of the movie because when the company gives to make the construction of the building of the dam, the husband is very upset, and it looks like they have been working during 7 years in different countries in projects that to help people and related to helping people. And the husband was very enthusiastic with this project because something was like his project. And his wife had a miscarriage. And, you know, she wasn't happy. She wanted to leave at the end, and the husband says, okay, you can leave. Yeah. And after that is when it happened, the kidnapping.
Yeah, but it seems that, you know, I wouldn't say that there is some kind of negative persons in this marriage. No, they both like good persons, right? But he seems to be like he seems to have a mission, you know. He has a mission. I'm going to build the dump. I'm going to make people's life better, you know. I'm caring only about that. But his wife she looks bored a little bit, you know. You know this. Developing countries and all these things, she just has nothing to do, as it seems to me. So it's the reason of this argues, right?
Don't you think that the husband is worried more about the job and his wife about having a child?
Yeah.
You know, we hear about child only once in the beginning of the movie.
Miscarriage is something important for a woman that's almost 40 years old. So that's important because she is losing the likelihood to have a child.
Yeah, but I cannot say that it was a kind of a part of the plot, you know. It's mentioned once and just to show us the problem, you know, and then it's disappear the whole line. I think so. Yeah. But I think she's just bored. She just feel alone. No one is here. The only thing that she can do is go to the market. To buy fruits. And of course he don't understand. He doesn't understand because he has very busy life. He has care about his workers, constructions, all those things, company things. So it's just a different time pace. Yeah. Leila, sorry we interrupted you on your favorite moment.
Sorry, that was all. I just wanted to listen to your arguments as well. But I agree with Gerard here because she seems unhappy, but she wants a baby because every woman wants a baby.
Not in America, it seems.
Too expensive.
Okay. Vasant, what is your favorite plot or line or maybe scene in this movie? What do you like?
I like how he clearly explained about the rebel groups, how they started their life as a rebels, and how they managed to get money by kidnapping people and asking for ransoms. And once they found out that it's like a golden egg, how to say that? That good golden egg. So
golden egg.
yeah, so they continued that practice even after they got the freedom. They continued the kidnapping and getting ransom. It is a money-making process, so they didn't want to let it go. So they stick with it. So I like it.
Yeah, I would agree. Their story is pretty interesting. Yeah, and they have a strong hierarchy, right? We can see this commanders and sub-commanders, and we understand why young people work with them. How Gyo says they are only what I have. They're only my family. I have nothing. Only them, right? So they are bad people, okay, but no one in the world is caring about me more, right? So the only thing that I can do, I can be with this family. So pretty understandable, yeah. And I like this young guy, who is just stupid and trying to. I can't say what he's trying to do. Usually, young men they need to they need to some rebellion inside. Yeah, they need to change hierarchy, to show himself, to boast. Like I am the boss here. Yeah, something like this. Short-tempered. Yeah, sounds it's correct. Yeah. Invisible. Yeah.
Did you notice that the husband was injured, was very good using the pistol? Like a professional, because he hits two guys from pretty far with a very small pistol. And that's very difficult, that's very difficult.
Yeah, but her husband, he doesn't look like like a city man for me. I mean, like a urban guy. No, he's pretty convenient. Pretty comfortable in this forest. He looks like a handyman. He can do this and that. So living without problem. In these hard circumstances. Yeah. So, Gerard, what is your favorite line or something, or subplot story?
What about the time that the guy shoot at him and kill his colleague? And the husband was, challenging the guy. Very crazy with the AK-47. That's very crazy of him.
But I think he was in state of despair. He was like it wasn't like a stable mental situation. He was just let's go there.
I want my t-shirt and my spoon. You remember?
Yeah.
Almost got killed because of that.
And he learned some Spanish during the process, right? Jorge, what about you? What do you like the story? And what is the moral of the story, maybe?
Moral of the story. That's too difficult to say.
Okay, so what about favorite line or something story?
That line he said, "Show me how fucking big you are." And you're not making all the rules here. He was very brave, I think, in that moment.
Well, it seems so. I would agree. So at the beginning, when this ambush took place, he was like just scared, just lost his identity, right? But at the moment when he when his stress gone, right? He start to be again like dominant male.
Confidence, man.
Confident, yeah. He start to like manipulate people, try to manipulate, yes, try to make plans, and doesn't look like so depressed anymore.
But it is normal. Sometimes fear or pain can make us more, just mature and stronger.
Probably, I don't know.
Don't know, please.
Yeah. So, what about the moral of this movie? Can we find some?
Don't go to those countries.
Don't go abroad, right? Don't go to Latin countries.
One, if you have problems with your marriage, go to a developing country, make your husband kidnapped, and have a real story, and then everything gets better.
Yeah, but it's all about statistics. Probably there are 100 cases and only one positive, so it's not that good.
There are some parts that I would like to ask you later, okay?
Okay.
There are questions.
Okay. So speaking of moral of the story, I think it's pretty, pretty. There are many more. We can find many like morals, but the overall one, I think it's about importance of family and importance of close people. We can don't know how to say it. We can ignore them for long because we don't care. They're just around. We can take them for granted. But when something bad happen, you go there. You have no one else. So I think it's a good moral in this. Vasans, am I correct? What do you think?
Yes, but I saw this movie from Terry's perspective. So he was a good man. He decided to broke with his company because he was not supposed to go there. He was ordered to come back, but he somehow felt the sympathy towards that family, and he followed his heart, and he almost his life was in stake while he was in the operation, in the combat operation. So yeah, I like his character.
Yeah, he is very, like, I don't know, positive, not positive, like how we call it, the man that shows actions that we all should follow, something like this, exemplary, right?
Exemplary, yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, exemplary character, I would say. So he said, I don't care about money, I'm going to save those.
Of course, he does how he feels. This is this.
Yep. Yeah, and I think that to have such a wife like a Migraine, it's very convenient, So without money, without anything, she just smile it a few times and organize it, everything. It's very good, I think.
That's not
Okay.
very feministic.
Okay, if you guys don't have any special questions, I'm going to share
Slides.
No,
slides.
one thing I'd like
Please.
to ask, because I know that you have got a lot of general knowledge. I haven't time to search for this. There was the word Chechens. They talked about Chechens. What is the relationship between Chechens and rebels?
Okay, so Chechnya, in general, Chechnya. It's called Chechnya. It's a small region in the mountains on the Caucasus of Russia. Small province of Russia. And there was a problem. There was rebellion, and they started to live by Shariat law, some religion, like rebellion, or those things. And it's like what IGIL doing now in the Middle East. It was the same. So Chechnya was captured by this how to call them, by these gangsters, so by these gangs, yes. And problem was that Russia was very weak at that time, and the process of liberation took a lot of time, and it was not easy. And because it took a lot of time, civilian people who had to live there, they had to choose sides, because it's impossible to live in war circumstances. And many many Chechen people, just because they need something for food, just because they need to survive, they go to these gangs and started to be a part of conflict. Yeah, so it was for long, and it was a very dramatic story. But now everything is okay. Chechnya was rebuilt it from scratch. It's a prosper region, and probably they are bigger fans of Russia than we are.
Okay. Thanks, Ivan.
But at that time it was terrible situation, really, and it took 2 wars to get this province back. Yeah, so it was a war, then big interruption of kind of peace, yeah, which was terrible, and then war again. So yeah, long time.
Thank you.
Yeah, and why this episode in the movie? Because the most profitable business of this organization, on territory Chechnya was hostages, was a kidnapping. So they kidnapped people from all the Russia, businessmen, rich people. So it was very common thing.
Okay.
Yeah, hostage taking. Yeah, it was business. Okay, anything else?
What's your occupation? Hostage taker. Okay, I'm going to give you a discount.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to share slides. Proof of slides. Thank you, Vasans, for those slides. Okay.
Interesting font.
Yeah. What's the name for this font, Vasans?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
We are listed.
Okay. So I can describe this one. It's happening in Chechnya. Yeah, and we can see, I would say, a few. I don't know exactly. They look like rebellion, but they taking money from the back. It's a ransom in this back. So they just checking how much money is this. And on the left side, it's Terry. What's his name? Yeah, this expert of taking hostages back. So it's the moment when he brought money to them. Yeah. Brought money to them. Yes.
But it wasn't money. It wasn't money. It was a porn magazine, I think.
No. He had two bags, right? One with magazines. He brought to Russians, right? To Russian soldiers, and say. And this one is with money, because I can see by clothes that it's not Russian soldiers, it's rebellions.
Okay.
Because I hope our Russian soldiers don't look like this.
Okay.
Okay, rebels in a rebellion. Yeah, correction in our chat. Okay, so listeners of watchers, audience of our class. If you see that we referring to some chat, you can read this chat on themedrook.com. Yeah, I publish all these chats there, so you can read this. Okay, another one. Gerard, what is?
I don't know. That's I think maybe it's the list of the people that had paid to be.
Yeah, exactly. It's an office of insurance company. Yeah.
Okay, so here Lenoir is the guy that was in Chechnya.
Yep.
That was safe. Okay. So 1998.
Yeah, and we can see this list of people, yeah, countries, Guatemala, Pakistan, Chechnya, Colombia, something else, dates, and some kind of, I don't know what is corp, probably type of insurance, I think. Yes.
Or private.
And as we can see, money, you know, 3 millions, 5 millions. So it's the insurance and all this kind of business for taking back hostages. You know, it's it seems to be like a business with big money, right? Yeah. So not much there, yes, right? Just whiteboard, some records.
Okay, so the first date is the date that the guy was kidnapped, and the end we can see the date he was rescued.
Yep. So they are very successful, right?
Yes.
They mentioned that. They mentioned that when they spoke with Terry. Terry said, "I know this business. You know, if you do everything right, just by my scenario, he will get back. So it's just a business. No one wants to, you know, to make feelings like interrupt and make things better. So you follow my scenario, we get him back, we pay, and everything is done." Okay, Jürgen, can you describe this one?
Yeah, I don't know what to say about this one.
Took a few details or something general. You know?
On the table there is a bowl with fruits and a bottle of wine and a glass of wine. And there is, on the right there is a green bookshelf. Cabinet.
Yeah, I'd call them cabinets.
Cabinets, yeah. And what a cooking pan hanging from the ceiling.
We call it a pot rack.
Pot rack. Okay.
And you can hang things on it. Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Right. So pans. Yeah, those are all pans. It looks like.
Yeah. Speaking of the story, I think it's the beginning of the story when you know, and we can see that she's bored. You know, the best friend is the bottle of wine usually.
But she is disappointed because her husband told her that they should have a breakup.
Yeah.
That's why she's on her own.
Yeah, it doesn't look like
the wine bottle. You're right.
Yeah, doesn't look like a happy woman, I would say. Yeah, and I just got an idea that I can't remember. Was a moment in the movie when she was without a bottle? Probably no.
What about cigarettes? She's all the time she's smoking. Did you notice that?
Yep. So not a a person with bad habits, right? Okay, so we learn pot rack from this. Pot rack.
It looks like on the right side on the floor, there's also a wine bottle rack.
Yep. Nice one.
Yes, I saw it.
So do you know why it's so important for wine to lay horizontally? You know, it's because wine should touch the cork. If cork don't have liquid, they like make it dry, and wine will lose some aromat and so on. So that's why all these racks are horizontal. But I'm sorry, Gerard. I know that you are Spanish, and I didn't have a right to explain this. Yeah.
No problem. No problem.
Leila, please, can you describe this? What is happening?
I haven't watched this part. But
it's only beginning. It's the beginning.
I don't remember this, but I can tell you some things. Maybe.
Okay, please.
Kind of, ceremony or could be a demonstration. I'm not sure, but I can see that it's not a very dangerous one because maybe it's the color that makes me think like that. And I can see the soldiers in order. Okay. And they are playing the trumpet or something like that.
Yeah, trombone.
I don't know. But people are, just calm. They look calm.
Yeah, I think we can add that it's some kind of religious ceremony, and we can see on the chair, it's some kind of saint. But
That
yeah, so they carrying him, yeah, and yeah, and those guys who looks like a military, they actually just an orchestra, So
okay, I can see it. Maybe saxophone or a trumpet or something like that.
I think it's a trombone.
yeah, nice one.
Right.
Yeah.
So the white uniforms actually look like our KKK. They're a terrorist organization that hate black people.
Yep.
But I see some of them are in black. There's like 3 guys wearing a black costume. So I don't know what this costume relates to.
But look on the right side. They kind of blue or something.
Yeah. So I don't know what that costume is representing.
I know.
And I don't understand why they cover their faces. Is it for the ceremony?
Gerard, please teach us.
Yes, this happened before Easter. We celebrate that Jesus was, when we remember that Jesus was killed, and some people wear these costumes that look like the Ku Klux Klan life. The Ku Klux Klan used to wear those costumes, but in white.
Still do.
But this ceremony, it's not old, right, Gerard? We have them now, right?
Yeah, we call them processions. I think it's the same word in English, processions.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the statue is Jesus Christ, in this case.
Okay. Anything else?
Okay, that's just nothing. Okay, no, nothing else.
Okay, but it was the reason why city was closed because of this procession, and this husband of Meg, he had to choose another road.
Yes.
Yeah, and got kidnapped. Yep.
By chance.
Yeah. Okay. Another one. Vasants, please.
Yes, this is happened just after he was kidnapped. He was moved to some terrorist camp, and where they desired whether they could keep him with them, or he's not worth for getting mine. So this is a decision camp kind of, and this is happened because when they said that take him to the north, and that means he was decided to be kept and worth for ransom, and he was asking for a photograph from his wallet.
Yeah, I would say that they sort like hostages. They sort hostages. They look for their documents, and decide you just go. You don't have money, and they took his passport, and there was an ID of oil company, and they say, "Oh, okay, nice one. we took you to the north, to the mountains." Yeah. And teacher leaves his hawk eyes. He noticed flags, very nice flags. And, look at this desk. This desk looks like for small people, right? For children. Yeah.
Looks like a school. Yeah.
Yeah. So these rebels, they have schools inside. Looks strange. And so what about the flag? We can see 2 knives, right? And some kind of fist, right?
Yeah. Looks like he's holding the blades with his fist. That's gotta hurt.
A little bit, probably. Okay, let's see another one. Okay, this one. Gerard, please.
Okay, here. I'm not sure what moment.
Terry.
Terry. It is Terry that has his injury in the eyebrow, yes. He's talking with, are those Meg Ryan and her sister? Okay. And so he is in the house that she lives in. And it's at the beginning of I think it's at the beginning when Terry didn't work in the kidnapping because The company didn't want to pay him, so he talked with them and explained some things about kidnappings, the things that they shouldn't do, you know, like paying for a proof of life and all this stuff.
Yep. So, anything about style? You know, what's the strange statue on the desk?
Yeah, very weird.
Looks like model of globus, but without globe. Some art would say, yeah. And we never mentioned this house. It was a big mansion, right? Mansion. How would say it? Usually mansion.
Mansion, if it's expensive mansion.
Yeah, huge one. And he was like after some drug dealer, I think, crocodile or something. Yeah. I forgot. So it makes me think that they have some money, right? They should be rich to live in this big mansion or something.
But in these poor countries, it's not expensive living in mansion.
Okay, maybe $10 per year. Yeah?
Not bad.
I'm coming.
Yeah. Okay, Jorgen, please, this one.
Okay. He was dragged on a line above the water river, to the other side of the mountain.
Yeah. So there are no roads in the mountains, right? That's why rebels like them. Yeah. No army can go there. So, and there are like, how we say that usually, it's two steep cliffs and river inside, like canyon. Yeah.
Gorge.
Oh.
If there's a river between two steep sides, we'd call it a gorge.
Okay, nice one.
Yeah.
So it's a gorge, and they have kind of rope road, right? How we call this?
I'd call it a rope harness.
Mm-hmm.
And they're pulling him up, I guess.
Not up. It's like horizontal thing. So they have one rope and kind of cradle, you know, and
going across.
Yeah.
The gorge. Okay.
Yeah. Pretty primitive and looks dangerous, I would say. Yeah. How we call this? I don't know. This cradle or cabinet or what? Where he sit?
I would just call it a harness.
Harness.
Okay. Or a rope seat, if you want to call it a rope seat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice one. So, okay. What else? Leila, please, what is happening here?
If I'm not wrong, it was on the plane, and the hostess was helping him. I think he was coming back, right?
Yep.
And he was coming back to help Migraine. I'm not sure because I didn't watch the whole movie. But if so, I mean, it's good because there is this woman at the back part. I can see a lady sitting, and the man, is he sleeping or is wounded? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think two of them appear to be sleeping.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's just a business class, you know. It's not what we usually use.
Yeah.
But I think this guy on his way to the London or something, so he's still working for company. That's why he has this business class.
So, as you told us before, he must be very rich, right?
I think he not so rich, but you know, company pays for that just now because he's on his service. At his service. Yeah.
Okay, he looks serious. He's thinking a lot, I think.
Yeah, because
he's playing with his eye. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's got an injury too, a cut above his eye, so he's got a band-aid.
Yeah, yes, I can explain this. Yeah, because just 15 minutes ago, Migraine just smiled to this exact eyes. You know, this exact eye. So he's now damaged. He's going how to live now. He's going to be fired from company and start a new life. Yeah. So pretty, how to say it? Pretty posh plain. What can we use except posh?
Posh is good.
Good. Okay, so posh business class, yeah, and we can see. I'm not sure what is this. What's this white kind of thing around
No,
him?
is that speaker music speakers? It looks weird.
Yes, really.
Yeah.
There's two in the back also, but they're skinny.
He may
I don't
be
know.
he may be drinking whiskey.
Yep.
Could be an alcoholic cocktail. Yep.
Yeah. But
It's
I
a-
must confess you something, gentlemen. Women like this kind of man who comes back for nothing but
Yeah.
love.
Okay.
But they don't exist in the real world. That's a fiction.
Yeah, but it's a popular, story in the movies. Yeah.
Dream.
Believe me, he will do the same nowadays.
Okay. Vasans, please, the last one.
Yes, this is when the local official approached to them and asked for the
Some part
taking in
money.
charge, and they're transferring the money. Then the wife and the husband's sister were locked themselves in a room, and they were hushing at each other that I don't trust this man, and I'm not going to give this. I'm not going to let you give the money to him because I'm not trusting this man like that. It looks like some kind of storeroom or something where you keep.
Some kind of storage closet. I think those might be chemicals or cleaning stuff instead of kitchen stuff. I can't tell.
Yeah, probably. So it looks like a closet, right? Something
Yeah.
like this. Yeah, and they just went there for how we call this. When you ask your associate or partner to have a few private words, on the conference. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go into the closet. Not the normal place you would go.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'm stopping slide sharing because we almost to the end. Well, we did a good job, I think. We have a lot of new vocabulary in our chat, a lot of good expression, and I hope you enjoyed the movie a little bit.
I loved it.
But Clayla, how you can say that you love it if you're not finished?
But I watched half part of it and the end part of it.
It
And
was
I
very
thought
long.
you were going to tell me the other part, the rest.
Okay.
Action.
Okay. So I don't know about next week because all these celebrations and probably scheduling will be challenging. Yeah. So probably we will skip the next weekend and see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the last one in this year. Yeah, guys. So see you after. See you next year. Yeah.
And Happy New Year in advance.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah. Feliz Navidad. Happy.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.